Good Tuesday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majewski back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Weather Studios with your Talking Live Forecast update here on your Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, 2026. Things looking pretty good here for the rest of the afternoon. We got some filtered sunshine. There might be a little rain to sneak in here, but the big breaking weather news story here for this afternoon is the fact that the risk for severe weather appears to be trending upward, especially across areas of North Georgia and East Tennessee's under the guns as well, as we're going to be looking at a series of showers and thunderstorms coming at us. It looks like the prime window will be for tomorrow evening. Now, if you're new here to the Talkin Live Broadcast Channel Facebook page, please give us a follow. And if you're watching over on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. And more importantly, make sure you hit that notification bell so you're alerted on all future critical weather updates just like these. All right, let's get into this update as we're looking not bad for this afternoon. I mean, we've got filtered sunshine, some high clouds blowing through the area across Chattanooga. Looking good here for this afternoon, not to be too concerned about there. And as well as over toward Helen, Georgia as well. We get a little bit of that filtered sunshine action, and temperatures very mild, pretty pleasant, not bad across the area. But here's the breaking news story here for tomorrow. This is going to be covering again from Wednesday morning into Thursday morning. And we've seen a big add here of this slight risk here, level 2, coming to a big part of Georgia. You see a lot of East Tennessee here under the marginal risk, and even an enhanced area down here toward Alabama. It's level 3. So we got some pretty good storms that are going to be coming in through the area here as we go in for the next 24 to 36 hours. So let's go ahead and break down the categorical threats here for tomorrow. As we look here first at the tornado risk here, and again, you can see parts of East Tennessee and North Georgia, they are in the green. That's a level 2. That's a 2% risk for some tornadoes. And then the brown area here, you're kind of getting into the 5%. And then the yellow, that's the 10%. So again, we've got some active weather to watch. We've been pretty quiet most of this severe weather season. So this is really kind of the first action we've had here probably since about the middle of March. And then on top of that, we got to deal with some high winds. We've got some high winds there in the yellow. That's 15% there, seeing some gusty winds up to 60 miles per hour. The brown is your lower risk there at 5%. And then there's a little bit of a hail risk, but not overly high here, just across portions of northwest Georgia, predominantly a little bit of East Tennessee. But again, it's going to be the high wind threat and, of course, that isolated tornado threat. And right now, the window does appear to be late afternoon tomorrow into the evening hours. That's going to be the window we're going to have to watch here for. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at our local radar. We're pretty quiet right now. We do have a little bit of rain that's coming at us. I don't know if that little batch of rain is going to hold it together. The model's indicating it may weaken a little bit, might dampen you a little bit, but that's just kind of a teaser thing. Really, the main rain threat and main thunderstorm threat will be for tomorrow. So if you get a little bit of rain, don't worry about it here for late today. It's going to be tomorrow where the main action gets going. Seeing some of that filtered sunshine here on the visible satellite imagery. You see the thicker clouds coming at us here as we're going to be looking at probably waves of showers and storms that are going to be kind of coming at us for tomorrow. The frontal system that's coming at us is going to slow down a little bit. It's going to take a little while to move on through. That's a positive in the sense that it's going to provide some pretty good rains, especially across North Georgia. It's not a drought buster, but it definitely will make a nice dent in it, that's for sure, if this thing comes out as is showing currently. Now, looking at your regional perspective, again, seeing some of that rain moving our way. You see it's 77 degrees down there in Dalton, so it's pretty mild here across East Tennessee and North Georgia here for this afternoon. And we're going to be fairly warm tomorrow afternoon as well. And that's what you need when you got severe weather. You need that warm component to help feed these thunderstorms. And that's what we're going to see here as some energy kind of ejects out here across the Mid-South and comes in across our area. So let's go ahead and take a look at the forecast models here. We're going to first take a look at the high-resolution model data. This is the 12Z run. It's going to encompass the next 48 hours. Okay, so we're going to be watching what happens here. Watch that timestamp there in that upper right-hand corner. You're going to notice that, again, a little bit of that rain that we're seeing right there on the radar right now. And that's going to kind of fizzle on out a little bit. Not really, it might get a drop there. It kind of fizzles on out. But look what happens as we go in for tomorrow. Now, tomorrow morning, you may see some rain and some thunderstorms around here. Looking at 4 or 5 o'clock there across Chattanooga, North Georgia. You've seen these storms back up in here at 5 o'clock in the morning. These aren't really the main threat. The main stuff's going to get firing in a little bit later in the afternoon. So look at that right there. Got another little glob coming on through. And then it really gets cranking here going into the evening hours. So, again, we're going to be watching northern Alabama, North Georgia, parts of East Tennessee as this gets on moving on through here. And then this will settle on down to the south. But it's going to take a while. Look how long it takes for this rain to kind of clear on here. We're going to get a lot of what we call training. That's west to east rains that are kind of falling. So we're going to get some decent rains, especially across North Alabama, North Georgia, a little bit there in Tennessee. And this is going to settle on down toward the south. So as you take a look at these rainfall amounts, very impressive, 2 to 3 inch plus here, right up to the Tennessee and Georgia border. Now, again, we're talking tens of miles here, folks. So if these storms are a little bit further north, that means East Tennessee gets more rain. If it's a little bit further south, a little bit less. But I think East Tennessee generally will see maybe about an inch of rain up this way and a little bit more down here toward the south. Now, as far as the highs and lows for tomorrow morning is going to be pretty balmy in the 60s for the most part there. And then as we go into the afternoon, despite the clouds and rain around, we're still expecting temperatures to punch up into the 70s here for afternoon highs. And then we'll wait for this cold front to move on through here. And as we go into your Thursday morning, we'll see that front kind of settling down here across Alabama, Mississippi. And you see where the blue back here is cooler. And then you see the warmer here over here to the south and east. So we're going to get a cool down on Friday, but it'll warm up into the weekend. So that's what we're looking at for right now. So let's look at our forecast maps. Let's look through this again as we're going to be tracking this system. And then we got another one next week, although the one next week I don't think will be quite as potent for right now, the way it's currently looking. So again, high rain chance there. Look at that dark green here. So look, pay attention to this front. It's not going to move all that fast, folks. Again, this is Wednesday morning's map, right? Okay, there is Wednesday evening around 7 o'clock. Notice it doesn't really move all that much. And look where it is on Thursday morning. Pretty slow mover. That's why that rain threat's going to linger there for a while there. So, and then once we get into go into your Friday, things will begin to dry out a little bit. Saturday's not looking bad, but then the clouds will come back at us going into your Sunday, and then Monday we got another good chance of rain with another front coming on down, and then we clear out there on Tuesday with another cool down. So a little bit of roller coaster ride with the temperatures, with a couple fronts and some decent chances of rain. So here's our forecast for Chattanooga. 76, 63, 90% chance of rain and thunderstorms again. Some potential severe, especially across North Georgia as we go into your Wednesday afternoon. It should be Wednesday afternoon. My apologies on that, but Wednesday forecast is 76, 63. And then look at your overnight lows here, mostly in the 60s and 50s across the area. Again, maybe some rain and thunderstorms toward dawn, as you saw, around 4, 5, 6 o'clock. Might see some rain moving in here. And then your daytime highs tomorrow, mostly in the 70s, maybe a few 80s down to the south if the rain doesn't get in there first. So again, very gusty winds, southwest wind at 15 to 20. Regionally looking like this: 68 in Nashville, 60 in Memphis. Clearly the cool down behind the front. But 88 in Columbus, 83 in Atlanta, 88 in Columbia, and check out Jacksonville, 93 degrees. Boy, that's summer-like right there. All right, here we go with our next 7 days here as we're getting a high rain chance there on Wednesday. Should be wrapping up on Thursday morning. I think it'll clear most of Georgia by the time we get to noon. And then Friday looking pretty decent, although below average. Again, we're supposed to be getting closer to 80 degrees this time of year, and we're going to be in the low 70s and 40s. And then we got a great Saturday. Sunday, we'll bring in some clouds late, maybe an isolated shower, and then another round of rain in there on Monday before we cool down once again going into Tuesday. So, again, with this weather coming at us and we got severe weather on this, you may want to go ahead and download our free weather app, and that's the word right there. It's free. Go ahead and take a snapshot there if you're watching there on your phone. Your QR codes are right there from the Apple Store as well as Google Play. This is a great weather tool to track that severe weather. It's going to alert you when there's rain nearby, alert you when there's lightning detected nearby your area. And obviously, it'll give you alerts for severe weather that's coming into your zone, and as well as a future cast. So you can kind of see what the radar's projecting to do as it's coming closer to your area. So go ahead and download that weather app there. Again, it's free. It's North Georgia Majestic Weather there in the Apple Store and on Google Play. So go ahead and check that out there and make sure you are weather aware as we watch what's going on. Again, I'm not expecting this to be a major outbreak, but it is something that it only takes one incident to happen, and if it hits your location, obviously it's a big deal. So we've been fairly quiet this spring for the most part, and we're kind of catching up here on the tail end of what is normally our two most active months for severe weather. It's supposed to be March and April, so now we're going into May, and we're kind of getting a weather pattern that we should have been seeing in the month of April. We're kind of seeing here at the beginning portion of May. Again, I appreciate you guys checking us out here on the Talkin Live Broadcast channel, Facebook page. Please give us a follow, and on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. That is so important so that you're alerted on all future weather updates. All right, that's it for now. Y'all take it easy, be good, stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. You guys have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.